Get some boy on the other side. Good morning, buongiorno. I am back on YouTube. Who would have thought? Actually, I knew I wanted to get back into it. I just need a little bit of time. Last year, I don't know if you guys feel this way because I feel like everyone I know went through something really challenging, but last year was one of the most challenging years ever and also the most busy year I've ever had. And now, like, going into 2025, I just feel so much more like calm and balanced and figuring out my new realm of life and how I wanted to live going into 2025. So anyway, since you guys love to see what I eat in a day, I wanted to film a new version of that. I am currently in Florence. I have my dogs with me, which I missed so much. And I wanted to explain kind of like what I eat, drink, and supplement. I totally forgot, per usual, to film my morning green drink before I have my bone broth, but the bone broth I couldn't drink today because I am currently making a new one. It's a chicken bone broth, which is delicious. So of course I wake up, I do my skincare, I brush my teeth, and then I drink my water. I normally take like a glass of normal water, and then I do a glass of all my powdered supplements. I always start with my greens and minerals. I have been talking about this for years, probably like 7 years now. Still doing it, if you're wondering. This is my dear friend Dr. Joffrey, who I did Inner Alchemy with. This is his brand. It's all about alkalizing the body, and it's called Get Off Your Acid. His stuff is amazing. So I take his raw greens and minerals. Then I mix it with GI Resolve, which is really good for leaky gut. As you guys know, I've been on a long gut healing journey, and even though I've come a very long way, when I travel or do things like that throw me off, I have to over supplement with this. Sorry for the loud noise. I just realized I had my fan on and that's probably very annoying to hear. But anyway, hopefully you heard me. Okay, then I also add colostrum. This is amazing for immunity and skin health. So I've been doing colostrum now, I think for like maybe 2 years, 3 years, no more, because I was taking colostrum before I moved to Italy and a supplement. So I don't even know, 4 or 5 years, I guess. And then I put a couple drops of onyx drops, which is basically fulvic acid, humic acid, electrolytes, purified water, and trace minerals. So just like a little bit of extra minerals, which we can never have enough of. The fulvic and humic is really good for actually drawing toxins out of our cells and detoxing. So I have struggled with high heavy metals for a very long time. And what you don't realize is even when you do things like zeolite and these binders, they help a lot. But when you have heavy metals in the cells of your body, which is what happens when it accumulates for a very long time, you need things like fulvic and humic acid that will help pull the toxins from the cells and detox at a deeper level. So I like to take that to help kind of my body naturally detoxify. In the realm of supplements in the morning, right now I'm taking Methylard Guard Plus. This is for methylation. And then I always take Lips and Sol Glutathione. This is an Italian brand, so anybody based in Europe who's watching this, you can actually buy this on Amazon. It's really good. My body loves it. I've had my blood work and gut testing done recently, and my glutathione levels were perfection, which before they were not. And then I've been taking on and off. I just started taking it again because I want to like finish supplements instead of just collecting them in my cabinet. It's a BBC 157 Pure. I can't remember I think I actually got this from a Gary Brecka podcast I listened to. He talks a lot about supplementation and different peptides, and this was a really high recommended peptide for everyone to take. So I am currently taking this brand. So that's what I take as like supplements. I mix the greens and the GI Resolve and everything in a glass of water. I drink the big glass of water. And then I've been taking, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for everybody. I think that it's very more specific to people who have a lot of dampness in their body. This is Chinese medicine herb, which is called Wu Pisan. It was recommended to me from a Chinese medicine doctor that I know, that I really trust, and I suffer a lot with my lymphatic system working, and dampness collects in my body, and this is why I end up getting this like crazy back acne that you guys have seen on my Instagram. So this really helps regulate that dampness and naturally remove the excess water from my body, which obviously helps release the toxins, and just like having too many toxins and it starts to bleed through my skin, which is basically what happens, is that my body goes on toxic overload because it can't detox like it wants to, and then voila. After that, I have my cup of bone broth, which I just showed you guys is brewing currently, so it'll brew for the whole day, and then I will put it in the fridge, and then every morning I start with my cup. I always try to wait about at least an hour from when I wake up to have my first cup of matcha. Even though matcha caffeine is so different than coffee, you still want to give your body at least an hour to have its natural wake up cycle and dump those hormones that basically were dumped in your body when you were sleeping, which then take a second for your body to kind of like get rid of so that you can wake up naturally before you just like jar it basically by throwing caffeine inside. So if you can do anything from this video, take away the fact that you should wait at least an hour, more if you can, before your first cup of caffeine, whatever it is for you. After my matcha, I normally do all my little practices in the morning. I journal, I meditate, I ground, I go outside, I listen to some sort of higher conscious video because I like to channel the light in the morning and start my day off with positive vibes by learning something new to shift my perspective on life and how I can just have more gratitude and yeah, just connect with the light and share that. That's why I like to at least listen to like 20-30 minutes of some sort of beautiful wisdom of spirituality and whatever it is that I'm listening to at the time. Right now I'm really into Kabbalah, and so I've been listening to different Kabbalah lessons to fill that time right now. My favorite, typically, I wouldn't say like meal of the day, but it's like one of my favorite things that I consume in a day because it's how I get in a lot of my nutrients very easily, which is my gut healing smoothies. So they always are kind of different, but kind of also the same in a way. Half of a grapefruit, one kiwi, then we're gonna do a quarter of zucchini, half of a banana for sweetness, half of a cucumber. The smell of cucumbers is so good. Then I have some frozen parsley here, and I love to add parsley for the detoxification aspect. So I'm putting a chunk of parsley, a handful of spinach, then chia seeds for fiber. I would say like a tablespoon is what I usually put. Goji berries for blood building. I would say also about maybe like 1 to 2 tablespoons. And then hemp seeds for a little bit of protein. This is where you can decide. You could do coconut water, which obviously would make it a little bit sweeter, which would be delicious. I currently don't have coconut water, so I'm just gonna use regular water. Always filtered or bottled, guys. Let's make sure we're doing, using clean water. Some of you might be asking why I didn't put ice. It's winter. So I don't want to put something too cold in my body, even though it's a little bit already like spring weather. But that's why in summertime, obviously I load it up with frozen stuff so that it's really cold. But in wintertime, I try to keep it more like room temp. And there she is. Oh yeah. Cheers to the amount of green smoothies I've probably made and drank in my life, which has all helped this baby right here. I'm actually eating something very simple and fast. So I have leftover quinoa and vegetables here, just like a bowl that I had earlier this week for dinner. And I'm literally going to put it in this pan. So I cracked the eggs. And then you just put the lid on it, have it on low, and wait until the eggs cook to the way you like it. Today's lunch. A beautiful 4-bean soup with some buckwheat bread. And of course, always topped with Shayna's kitchen oil. Okay, so I'm having a snack. I'm having my 92% cacao dark chocolate. And the reason why I like to get dark chocolate myself versus like the already sweetened one is because I like to dip it in honey. And this honey is from a dear friend who gave it to me as a gift, and it's from her neighbor's beehives. So it's as natural and delicious and local and just backyard-esque as it possibly gets, which I absolutely love. So I literally dip the chocolate in the honey. I'm now having my afternoon matcha, which I normally have about 2 matchas a day. I have my little smiley cup here. And I always put collagen in my matcha. It's just something that I love because it makes it kind of more frothy. And then you should take about 2 servings of collagen normally a day anyway to get the amount that you need. Look at that beauty. Transformative years. Not because... Good evening. I am just finishing up my day of work. I'm having my end of day bone broth since I was making my bone broth fresh. It's now ready, and of course I want to get my cup of bone broth in. And I'm making a really simple dinner because I did not have time to go grocery shopping today, and sometimes that's just the reality of the situation. So I baked some fresh buckwheat bread. So I'm gonna have a couple of pieces toasted, and then I have my bone broth, obviously, and then right now I'm just using with what I have left. So I have shallot in here and sweet potato and regular potato. I'm going with my potatoes today. And then I'm gonna add mushrooms, peas, and then I have 1 egg left. So I'm going to crack my egg in there for a little bit of protein, and then have, of course, my variety of my veggies to feed my good gut microbiome. And that's gonna be my dinner today. All days look different. This is why we just sometimes need to be kind to ourselves, and I wish I had time to go grocery shopping today, but I had back-to-back meetings, and now it's a little bit too late to go to the grocery store because I like to eat on the earlier side. Also, I could have gone out to dinner, but my fiance, Romeo, he had an appointment and couldn't go to dinner until like 8:15. And this is when I have a bit of a boundary during the week because I don't sleep well when I eat late, and I don't want to stay up later just to digest my food. And so I chose to makeshift whatever I had. Okay, here's the done product. I was hungry, so I ate my second buckwheat toast, but I just scrambled the egg in there, and to be honest, I would usually have a lot more protein than this, whether it be chicken or beef or fish, but I will make up for it tomorrow. And I also had some beef yesterday, so I always make sure that I'm getting enough protein. Peas are actually a great source of vegetarian or vegan protein. So I opted in for some of my frozen peas to kind of make up for the protein that I was missing from only having 1 egg versus 2 or 3. But this just goes to show, like, it's not always perfect, and it's not about overachieving. It's just making sure that you still get in the nutrients that your body needs to thrive and feel nourished. So maybe it's not the perfect scenario of what I would love to eat for dinner tonight, but I know that it's gonna be delicious and nourishing, and that's what counts.